The invisible system. How Hollywood chooses who to love or reject. Hollywood doesn't operate purely on talent. It's not a meritocracy, it's a network of power, influence, perception, and narrative control. At the center of this system are studios, Disney, Warner Brothers, Netflix, PR agencies, talent agencies, Callan agencies, Callan AE, media outlets, social influence fans, plus cancel culture. Together, they silently decide who gets endless opportunities, who disappears overnight. This creates two categories. Hollywood's favorites. Actors consistently cast, protected, and promoted. Hollywood's outcasts. Actors blacklisted, ignored, or quietly erased. Hollywood's favorites. Why some actors never fall. 1. Leonardo DiCaprio. Leonardo DiCaprio is one of the clearest examples of Hollywood loyalty. Hidden reasons behind his untouchable status. Strategic role choices. He rarely takes risky commercial roles. Instead, he works with elite directors like Martin Scorsese and Christopher Nolan. Clean public image. Unlike many stars, he has avoided major scandals. Industry relationships. He maintains strong alliances with top producers and studios. Result: even when films underperform, his reputation remains intact. Hollywood sees him as safe prestige. 2. Meryl Streep. Meryl Streep represents something even more powerful: institutional respect. Why Hollywood protects her? She symbolizes serious acting, frequently involved in Oscar campaigns, aligns with Hollywood's political and cultural values. Lesser-known insight. Hollywood often uses figures like her to maintain its artistic credibility while still running as a business. 3. Dwayne Johnson. The Rock is favored for completely different reasons. Hidden strategy, massive global fan base, extremely marketable personality, strong personal brand outside Hollywood. Reality. Even when his movies get mixed reviews, studios still cast him because he guarantees global revenue. 4. Zendaya, a modern example of a rising Hollywood favorite. Why she's being pushed. Appeals to Gen Z audiences. Strong fashion and media presence. Carefully managed public image. Behind the scenes. Her career is strategically curated, with roles that balance indie credibility, blockbuster exposure. Hollywood's outcasts. When the industry turns against you. 1. Brendan Fraser. What happened? Once a major star, The Mummy, he suddenly disappeared. Hidden truth. He accused a powerful Hollywood figure of misconduct. After speaking out, he was quietly excluded. Result: lost major roles. Became invisible in the industry. Only years later, Hollywood redeemed him with The Whale, but this also shows how the industry controls comebacks. 2. Johnny Depp. Situation. After legal battles with Amber Heard, Depp lost major roles including Pirates of the Caribbean. Hidden dynamics. Studios fear controversy more than truth. Public perception became more important than court outcomes. Important insight. Hollywood doesn't wait for facts, it reacts to media narratives. 3. Monique. What happened? She won an Oscar, then disappeared. Real reason. She refused to follow unpaid promotional expectations, spoke out against industry practices. Result: Hollywood labeled her difficult. In Hollywood, being difficult often means not playing by unspoken rules. 4. Katherine Heigl. Situation. After criticizing her own projects, her career declined. Industry reaction. Studios viewed her as ungrateful. Media amplified the narrative. Lesson. In Hollywood, image greater than honesty. The real reasons behind favoritism and exclusion. Hollywood decisions are rarely about talent alone. 1. Control. Studios prefer actors they can manage easily. 2. Profitability. Actors are brands. If you sell tickets, you stay. 3. Public image. One scandal can outweigh years of success. 4. Power structures. Speaking against powerful figures often leads to exclusion. 5. Narrative control. Hollywood builds stories not just on screen, but in real life. The consequences: for favorites, more opportunities, higher salaries, long-term careers; for outcasts, loss of income, mental health struggles, reputation damage. But here's the twist: Hollywood sometimes brings people back. Not for justice, but for profit and narrative redemption. Hollywood is not just an industry, it's a system of power disguised as entertainment. Success depends on talent, yes, but also obedience, image, alliances, and timing. And sometimes, the same system that makes you a star can erase you overnight. Hollywood's favorites and outcasts. The Untold Power Games Behind Fame Part 2. The Blacklist: How Hollywood Erases You Without Saying IT. The word blacklist sounds like something from the past, like the Hollywood blacklist era. But today, it still exists, just in a more invisible form. Modern blacklisting isn't official, it's silent. No one announces, "This actor is banned." Instead, what happens is, scripts stop coming, meetings get canceled, agents become less responsive. Studios suddenly go in another direction. This creates a career freeze, not a scandal, not a firing, just disappearance. Case study: Rose McGowan. What happened? She became one of the first voices against Harvey Weinstein behind the scenes. Lost major Hollywood support, labeled controversial. Media narratives shifted focus away from her claims. Hidden truth. Hollywood often punishes those who break silence before the system is ready. Case study: Jim Caviezel. Situation: after starring in The Passion of the Christ, his mainstream Hollywood career slowed significantly. Possible reasons: strong personal beliefs, refusal to align with mainstream industry expectations. Insight: Hollywood doesn't always reject talent, it rejects unpredictability. PR machines: how Hollywood controls what you believe. Hollywood doesn't just create movies, it creates perception. And perception is controlled by PR teams, media outlets. Social media amplification. Example: Tom Cruise, the dual narrative. Public image: charismatic superstar. Behind the scenes, controversial beliefs, intense control. What's interesting? Despite decades of controversy, he remains one of Hollywood's most protected stars. Why? Box office dominance, professional discipline, strong studio relationships. Example: Will Smith's The Turning Point. The Academy Awards 2022 slap incident. What happened next? Immediate backlash. Temporary industry distancing. Then, gradual re-entry. Insight: Hollywood doesn't destroy stars permanently. It pauses them until profitable again. Follow the money. The real power isn't actors. Actors are visible. Power is not. The real decision makers: studio executives, streaming platforms like Netflix, talent agencies CAAWME. These groups decide who gets cast, who gets promoted, who gets ignored. Example: Henry Cavill. Situation: lost Superman role, left The Witcher unexpectedly. Hidden factors: creative disagreements, studio direction changes, brand repositioning. Lesson: even globally loved actors can be replaced if they don't fit. The current corporate vision: cancel culture vs. industry control. People think cancel culture controls Hollywood. That's only half true. Reality: cancel culture is a tool. Hollywood is the system using it. Example: Kevin Hart. Situation: lost hosting role at the Academy Awards 2019. What happened? Old tweets resurfaced. Public backlash, stepped down, but then continued successful career. Netflix deals, stand-up tours. Why? Because he remained commercially valuable. Who controls comebacks? Falling is one thing. Coming back? That's controlled. Example: Robert Downey Jr. Past legal troubles, addiction. Career collapse, comeback, cast in Iron Man. Became face of Marvel Studios, hidden truth. His comeback wasn't random. It required a studio willing to take a risk, insurance backing, strategic narrative rebuilding. The psychology of Hollywood power. Hollywood doesn't just control careers. It shapes behavior. Actors learn to stay silent, avoid controversy, maintain likability, follow industry norms. The unspoken rule: you can be talented, but never uncontrollable. Hollywood isn't chaotic, it's calculated. Every rise, every fall, every comeback is influenced by power, money, and perception. And the biggest illusion? That the audience is in control, when in reality, the story is already written. The untold power games behind fame, nepotism, Hollywood's royal families. Hollywood often sells the idea of self-made stars. But behind the scenes, many careers begin with something far more powerful: access. This is where nepotism comes in. What is nepotism in Hollywood? It means being born into an influential family, having direct connections to producers, directors, or actors, getting opportunities that others never even see. Example: Dakota Johnson, hidden advantage. Daughter of Melanie Griffith. Father, Don Johnson. Reality: before her breakout, she already had industry exposure, networking access, audition priority. Example: Zoe Kravitz, family power, daughter of Lenny Kravitz. Mother, Lisa Bonte, insight. Nepotism doesn't guarantee success, but it guarantees opportunity. Example: Brad Pitt. Why he stays relevant: strong friendships, like with Leonardo DiCaprio. Own production company, Plan B Entertainment. Deep industry influence. Reality: he's not just an actor anymore. He's part of the system that decides. Example: Taylor Swift, cross-industry influence. Why she matters in Hollywood: massive influence beyond music. Strong celebrity network. Direct relationships with studios and platforms. Insight: Hollywood power today is no longer limited to actors. It includes global influencers. Example: Britney Spears. What happened? Public breakdown. Years under conservatorship. Loss of personal control. Hidden layer. Her case revealed. How systems can control even the biggest stars. Example: Robin Williams. Reality: one of the most loved actors struggled privately with mental health. Lesson: fame doesn't protect you. Sometimes it isolates you more. Some survive and others don't. Two actors can face the same scandal and have completely different outcomes. Survival factors. 1. Market value. If you generate money gives, you're protected. 2. Connections. Strong allies equals second chances. 3. Public narrative. Media framing shapes your fate. 4. Timing. Right moment equals redemption. Wrong moment equals cancellation. The future of Hollywood power. Hollywood is changing. New power centers. Streaming platforms, Netflix, Amazon, social media platforms, independent creators. What this means: actors don't fully depend on studios anymore. But power hasn't disappeared. It has shifted. Hollywood isn't just about fame. It's about access, control, survival. Some are chosen, some are protected, some are erased, and most people never see why. From ashes to legend, every story has a rhythm. You just have to listen deeply.